Today we're starting with this lovely sedum that has been here for years, and it is a buzz with pollinators. I cannot believe how much the bees love it. From dawn to dusk, there is bee activity on these flowers. So that's super exciting to see. I've always loved this sedum because it just fills in those dry spots where nothing else will grow. It fills in so I don't have to weed as much. Very exciting. And this one here is the most it's filled out. It was half dead when I threw it in the ground a couple of years ago, I believe. That one's called Thunder Cloud. Over here, I've added a Delphinium. I love Delphinium. I keep trying to grow them. I don't think I have ideal conditions. This afternoon sun doesn't seem to be its favorite. So I've been watering it, hoping it reblooms, hoping it sticks around. I'm not confident though. Hibiscus, taking its sweet time to fill out. I know it's a late bloomer. And it struggled a little bit because it was transplanted very late last year. I'm delighted it came back. I just hope it blooms. This dry, neglected area is holding its own. It's a treat to see color there. Things are stable back here. I've been diligent about the vole repellent, not a lot of activity. However, I have seen activity in the front of the house, which has not happened before. So it's just reminding me to put the repellent everywhere. Heuchera, still little. Like I said, last year they were gorgeous, did not winter well. I'm happy they're here. Stilbe's almost done. Blooms have been out for a long time. This Lamium is gorgeous. I'm so happy it has white flowers. Kind of blends in with the surrounding plants really nicely. These little tiny coleus that are dotted here and there and everywhere, I started from seed and they never really took off. Some did, most did not. You see these ones in the back here. These were ones I started from seed, thriving. So I'm being patient. I have done a little bit of cleanup, deadheaded the hellebore, deadheaded some of the hosta that were planted this year. I want them to put their energy into growing and rooting in, not just blooming, but then established hostas like this no name back here, I let bloom for the bees and hummingbirds. Funky planter's doing pretty well. Super different. I'm liking it. This yellow Sombrero Echinacea is a late bloomer. That was a transplant. It was not getting enough sun where it was, so I brought it to the front of the garden. This orange one is super vibrant, so that's a delight. Albrighto coleus, still not wowing me. I do love the Proven Winners coleus because they are later to flower. As you can see to the one to the left of it, I started that from seed. I'm constantly pruning the flowers off. Magic Carpet Snaps are in the back here. They are a dwarf variety. I didn't realize that when I put them there. But that's okay. It's like a little surprise. Chocolate Shogun is Stilbe. Hanging in there. I still think I'm going to transplant it because it doesn't pop enough for my liking. But I really like it. It's so different. Alyssum is in its glory. More of those little baby coleus that are just puttering along, not doing anything. And then this is another coleus that I started from seed that's thriving. Go figure. Dusty Miller's coming along, getting nice and big. I love that because it sticks around for so long, even when we get colder temps. And this planter is a little monster. I love it. Just fills in this spot, hides the old stump behind it really, really well. Daylilies are bright. Snake root's holding its own. I don't know if it's ever gonna bloom. I've been trying to water it. We've had a very dry season. Just some thunder showers coming through. Double doozy Spirea, not really impressing me. Probably not getting enough light. I do snip off the dead blooms pretty frequently. This is the most I've ever had on there at one time. It does have some new buds coming along, but nothing in bloom right now. This transplanted Astilbe is pretty much gone by. Put on a lovely show. Did a little tweaking to these planters. Swapped out the plant in here. I think it's more suited to that size pot. I have one of the rockin' purple salvias in this pot. I had planted it by the front steps and the slugs destroyed it, and it is struggling to set blooms. Butterbur's a little wilty. It's warm today. This whole week's gonna be 80s, 90s. Good for the plants. Not so great for the garden because I am on vacation. Hopefully my house sitter can keep things maintained. Yeah, Fiona, run right through. That's great. Added some more half-dead plants in here just to fill it in. We have some coral bells over there. Impatience, verbena. We'll see if they take. Not super impressed. I need to look up the name of these marigolds that I started from seed. They are so cute. They're fluffy little heads compared to the traditional ruffled look. And they're nice and big, so that's kind of cool. I'm enjoying those. Cutting garden, still thriving. I've been cutting. It's getting a little tired, but oh my goodness, this dill, it is 6 feet tall. I've never seen dill so tall. And it's so big that I don't know what to do with it aside from making its own bouquet. Bachelor's buttons are my new favorite plant. The color just can't be beat when you throw it in an arrangement. Love, love, love. And especially with the yellow. Oh, so pretty. I can't capture it, of course, because it's bright sun right now. Stalk is done. I just don't have the heart to pull it out, but I should. Those snaps are puttering along. They're a fun addition to my bouquets. Oh, I love it. It smells so good too. I should make a video of the names of the seeds that I've grown because I did not label all of them in the ground. Like these guys, they were just a mix. The Tithony is finally taking off. That's getting larger. So that will fill in back here. Cleome's still hanging in there. Teddy bear sunflowers got a little bumble. Bee balm, I'm loving. That's got a lot of activity. I haven't seen my hummingbird around a heck of a lot. but usually hummingbirds back here. Look at these lilies. I've only cut them once. They're about gone by? I don't know. But they've been pretty to look at from the house. Mr. Stripey's finally getting a little bit of size compared to the other tomatoes. He's behind. We're getting there. I've been cutting zinnias. Spirea is finally coming along as well. I've cut a few, but I don't have a ton that I've been able to use in arrangements. By the time I come back from our trip, it should be good to cut. Had a lot of cucumbers. Watering hasn't been super consistent. So I got some funky fruits. Got some I have to pick. There's some more of the fuzzy marigold. Love it. I've already expressed my displeasure with the straw bale gardening. It's not for me. I did have one green bean take. So I'm nurturing that little fella along. I did throw in more seed, but did not add more compost. My lilies that I have along the border of the property, deer have been munching on pretty consistently. This one is completely gone. That's okay. They're not my favorite. I just didn't have the heart to completely tear them up. So I'm fine with the deer eating those. This little hibiscus here is a trooper. I didn't think it was coming back, and it did. I haven't even been weeding around it, just watering it here and there. Clematis, I'm still excited. I can't wait to see what that looks like this fall. The other hibiscus over here, mystery colors because they were transplants. I still need to transplant the marigolds that are between some of these tomatoes. They're a little too tight for my liking. But oh, look at the fruit set on these. Gorgeous. So these are Jet Star. Absolutely amazing. Loaded. And then this is the Garden Treasure. Also loaded. Good sized fruit. The black cherry back here. Enough fruit to make me happy. And this is the marigold we need to move. Then we have snaps. These ones I've had for a couple of years now. I love the colors. They're good for arrangements. And look who we have in bloom. The glads are probably gonna pop when I'm out of town, of course. And this is another Jet Star that has not had the same care that the other one had. Still set fruit, just not as large. And then these zinnias don't get as much water as the others. So I'm lucky to have what I have over here. And then we have Orlea. As pretty as Orlea is, I don't see what the rave is about cut flowers. It doesn't last very long in my opinion. Dahlia is huge. And we have some buds. So maybe when I get back, those will be full bloom. Did a little rearranging with the planters because it's been so hot. These two can handle the harsh conditions. They're doing just fine. These are in the shade, so I don't have to water them as much, at least for the next week. And then over here, everybody's maintaining their own. Spirea are getting some color up here as well. Not as bushy as the ones in the back garden though. Vertigo is not looking so brown. That seems to be taking root. This daylily, loving life. Why I keep planting petunias up here, I don't know, because I don't love them. The purple ones look good. These double ones are hideous when they need deadheading. And the lighter color just isn't my jam. They look great in a container. These poppies are holding their own. I cannot believe they keep blooming. I did add a half-dead elephant ear in the back. See if she makes it. And more bee activity over here. And this is the brightest part of the yard. These are the gray poppies that are completely fading out.